My child, you are not stuck in the place where pain abandoned you. You are not frozen in the moment someone walked away. You are not sentenced to stay in the condition a human decision left you in. I am the God who lifts, restores, revives, and rewrites stories that were broken long before you understood what was happening. There are moments in life when everything feels like it shattered in your hands. Someone you trusted walked out. Someone you needed stopped showing up. A dream you built fell apart right in front of you. And without realizing it, you sat down in the rubble, convincing yourself that this must be where your story ends. But this is not where your story ends. This is where my healing begins. Maybe you're carrying the weight of something that happened years ago. Maybe you're carrying shame, disappointment, or a setback that hit you so unexpectedly that you never fully recovered inside. Maybe you've smiled for everyone else, pushed forward for everyone else, and kept going for everyone else, but your soul has been silently bleeding. God sees the truth that no one else sees. He sees the tears you cried when no one was awake. He sees the nights you lay in bed telling yourself, I should be stronger than this. He sees the days you forced yourself to function, even when your heart was too heavy to rise. And He says, I have not forgotten you. I have not abandoned you. I have come to bring you out. Just like Joseph, who was betrayed, rejected, falsely accused, and forgotten. He refused to let the place of pain become the place of permanence. He kept a good attitude. He kept trusting God. And he kept walking, even when he couldn't see the purpose yet. And God was working behind the scenes, turning injustice into promotion and pain into double portion. God is saying the same to you. Do not remain where they left you. Do not stay in the emotional prison someone else built. Do not let their absence define your destiny. The enemy wants you to believe it's over. He wants to whisper, look at what you lost. Look at what they said. Look at how far you fell. But God says, look at me. Look at my strength. Look at my justice. Look at my promise to restore double for your former shame. You may have woken up today thinking you were too far gone, too tired to try again, too hurt to hope again. But heaven declares something different. Get up. Shake off the dust. I still have great things for your life. Life may not have gone according to your plans, but it has never stepped outside of God's plan. The setback did not cancel your calling. The heartbreak did not cancel your future. The rejection did not cancel your identity. There is still purpose. There is still hope. There is still restoration coming. And God is still writing chapters you haven't even imagined yet. My child, the place where you were wounded is not the place where you will stay. Stand up. I'm giving you strength again. I am breathing courage back into your spirit. You will not remain where they left you because I am here and I am leading you forward. My child, shame is not your master, and it does not have the final word over your life. Shame is a chain forged from lies, fear, and human judgment, not from my hands. I did not create you to live with a hidden soul, a silenced voice, or a face pretending to be okay. I created you to walk in the light, in truth, and in freedom. Shame is a prison, but I am the one who breaks open prison doors. Many people carry silent wounds in their hearts from mistakes, failures, and broken seasons. Shame whispers that you should have known better and been stronger. It says you disappointed others and ruined everything. But I have never spoken to you with words of condemnation. My voice does not paralyze you. My voice leads you into freedom. When Crystal became pregnant at 19, the heaviest thing she carried was not the child. What weighed on her soul was shame. Not because her family rejected her, and not because I left her, but because shame attacked from within. It told her she had ruined the image others expected her to uphold. She wanted to be the good daughter, the model Christian, the strong one who never failed. Shame whispered that she had failed and disappointed everyone. And this is what shame still whispers to you. On the outside, you keep working, smiling, carrying responsibility, and caring for others. But on the inside, your soul grows tired, cracked, and unraveled. You begin to ask questions you never dare to speak aloud. What do people think of me? And do I still have worth? Have I disappointed me? And can I still be restored? Will this mistake define me forever? And I gently answer that you are not defined by that moment. You are defined by my mercy. Shame gains power by convincing you that you are alone. It tells you that you must fix everything before you can be loved again. It says that if you show weakness, you will lose respect. It lies that I am disappointed in you. But the truth is that I'm closer to you than ever before. When you fall, I draw near. When you cry, I catch every tear. When you fail, I open a new path. Shame pushes you away from me, but I pull you close to my heart. Shame lives in darkness, silence, and hidden places. But when light enters, its power collapses. That is why the enemy wants you to hide fear, failure, and emotion. Because when you bring everything into the light, healing begins. Shame's strategy is to isolate you, silence you, and drain you. It makes you believe everyone else is better than you. My strategy is different, for I bring truth, comfort, and restoration. I bring the right people into your life to help you carry what you were never meant to carry alone. When Crystal called her grandmother and shared the news, she expected reproach. But her grandmother gently said that it only meant carrying one more backpack. That was the sound of grace. Grace does not erase consequences, but it erases condemnation. Grace says you made a mistake, but you are not a mistake. Grace says you will move forward, and you will not walk alone. Shame tells you to stop, but grace tells you to continue. Shame makes you collapse, but grace lifts you up. Shame says you are rejected, but I say you are redeemed. If I had intended to discard you, I would not have chosen you in the first place. I chose you, knowing every mistake you would make, and I still chose you. Shame makes you rush, panic, and hide your emotions. But I do not demand perfection. I ask for honesty. Tell me where you hurt and what you fear. I cannot heal what you refuse to face. I do not heal masks. I heal honest hearts. You cannot outrun shame by pretending to be okay. You overcome shame only when you bring it into my presence, where truth is revealed and where freedom begins. Shame has bound you long enough. Today I break it. You are forgiven. You are chosen. You belong to me, and I am never ashamed of you. My child, I have been with you in the moments when you no longer had strength to stand. I was there when the burden was too heavy, when tears kept falling, and your soul stood still. I was there when shame shouted louder than truth, and you felt left behind by the world. You thought no one saw you, but I saw every step and every silent battle. Before anyone understood your pain, I stood beside you and carried what you could not. There are parts of your life story that no one truly knows. Even those who love you most have not seen the full valley you walked through. They saw you overcome, but they did not see the nights your pillow was soaked with tears. They saw the smile you offered, but not the trembling behind it. They saw the strength you displayed, but not the mornings you could not go on. They saw your victories, but not the valleys you crawled through. They praised the story, but never saw the battle. They celebrated the success, but did not know how close you were to giving up. They said you were strong, but did not know there were days you could not get out of bed. But I saw it all, and you were never alone for a single moment. Crystal's story is not only hers, it is the story of many silent souls. She gave birth at 19 and returned to class while her heart was still broken. People said she was strong, but they did not see the weeks she lay exhausted on the sofa. They did not see the shame she hid or the emotional storm she endured. This is how shame works, isolating you, even while you keep living outwardly. But even in that dark place, I was with you. I was with you when you drove to school and when you dropped off your child. I was there when you returned home with no strength left to enter the room. I was near when you sat in silence, overwhelmed by emotion. Not a single moment of that was hidden from my eyes. You also have moments you have never told anyone. moments too painful to speak and too heavy to carry alone. Moments when you collapsed behind closed doors where no one could see. Moments when you were in a crowd yet felt completely alone. Moments when you looked strong outside, but everything inside was falling apart. I was there in every one of those moments to lift you and keep you from breaking completely. You never walked through that valley alone, even when you thought you did. In your lowest seasons, I often send people I have already chosen. Not perfect people, and not the ones you expect, but the ones you need. Many times they do not even realize heaven sent them. That is why the story of the woman in the mailroom was not accidental. They were not close friends and shared no history together. But I placed that woman in the exact moment Crystal's heart needed to be held. Crystal walked into that room with a heavy heart and an uncertain future. She spoke the truth expecting judgment, but received open arms instead. That woman embraced her, cried with her, and told her she would be okay. From that day on, the woman helped care for her child each week. This was not coincidence, but an arrangement I prepared beforehand. I place ordinary people in your life to lift you up. So it is in your life as well, where people appear unexpectedly. Sometimes it is someone who asks a question that breaks your walls. Sometimes it is someone who holds you before you collapse. Sometimes it is a stranger's words that bring tears. Sometimes it is someone you never expected standing beside you. You did not see me, but I was there through them. Each time you were supported, it was I who supported you. Each time you were comforted, it was I who comforted you. Each time you were helped, it was I who sent them. There are also times when I allow people to leave to protect you. Some were never meant to walk with you into the next chapter. Departure was not abandonment, but deliverance. What you thought was rejection was my redirection. Do not grieve those I have removed from your journey. Even when others leave, I remain with you. I remain in the room when disappointment crashes in. I remain in the car when tears begin to fall. I remain in the apartment when you collapse onto the floor. I remain when you are too hurt to pray and too tired to speak. I am the one who does not leave you. What matters most is not what you went through, but who you became. Crystal stood again not because she was strong, but because I strengthened her. And the one who lifted her is the one lifting you now. You survived not because you were strong, but because I preserved you. Every valley you walked through is proof that I was there. Every weakness you felt was a doorway for my power. Every fear you faced was a place for my glory. Your life story is not defined by the chapters that broke you. It is defined by me, the one who walked with you and is still writing. In the seasons when you could not stand, I stood for you. In the days you had no strength, my strength lifted you. You were never alone. Not even for a single moment. My child, I do not only heal what happened, I am healing your soul itself. I do not only restore events, I restore who you became because of those wounds. Your soul matters to me, from your thoughts and emotions to fears you never spoke. I see every hidden struggle, and I am not shaken by any of it. I am the God who heals from the inside out, not just the surface. Many think healing means erasing a problem, but healing restores the inner world. Healing brings back to life what you thought would never be whole again. A wounded soul cannot be healed by busyness, achievement, or pretending strength. It cannot be silenced by repeating, "I'm fine," day after day. A wounded soul does not disappear simply because you ignore it. And my child, the deeper the wound, the greater the healing I desire to give. The more carefully you hide it, the more I long to touch it with my love. You survived many years with a limping soul, but I never gave up on you. I never stopped calling you into true wholeness. What wounded you did not only change circumstances, it changed you. It changed how you see yourself, how you see me, and how you see others. It created thoughts you battle at night when no one sees. It whispered that you are not enough and forced you to hold everything together. But I did not create you to carry those burdens. I did not create you to drag past shame into a new season. What should have been a lesson became a label placed on you. What should have been a moment became a mindset. What should have been a chapter became a cage. Today I break that cage. Today I interrupt every lie that shaped you. Today I speak to every version of you still unhealed. There is a version of you that was abandoned and learned not to need anyone. There is a version that was disappointed and stopped hoping. There is a version that was used and learned to overprotect. There is a version ignored that believed it was invisible. There is a version shamed that learned to hide. There is a version forced to be strong just to survive. There is a version afraid to collapse because it thought weakness was failure. I speak to every one of them and call them into the light. Come back, come to me, and let me heal you. You spent years managing pain instead of surrendering it to me. You built habits around wounds and called it life. You formed identity from injury to avoid facing it. You shaped relationships from fear of being left. Yet all those years, I kept calling you to bring it to me. Healing requires honesty with yourself and with me. Healing requires courage to say that you are not okay. Healing requires releasing what once helped you survive. You survived by being strong beyond what was needed. You survived by hiding your true emotions. You survived by pushing past your limits. You survived by ignoring the needs of your soul. You survived by pretending you were not hurting, but you are no longer in survival mode. I am leading you into healing. I am leading you into restoration. I am leading you into revelation. Here, strength is not what saves you. Truth does. When Crystal said she kept functioning while her soul lagged behind, she described the reality of many of my children. They do everything right outwardly while their souls are exhausted. They complete what is praised yet cry in silence. They continue from expectation, not because their souls are ready. They believe stopping is failure, yet continuing feels like drowning. My child, that is not what I designed for you. I did not create you to operate beyond what your soul can bear. I created you to live whole in mind, spirit, and heart. Listen to me. I'm not impressed by what you perform. I care about whether your soul is healed. I care more about your freedom than your image. I care more about your heart than your achievements. I care more about restoring your identity than your appearance of strength. Healing does not begin with what you do, but with what you admit. Speak the truth that you are tired, afraid, and ashamed. Say that you feel invisible, lonely, and are performing a role. I already know it all, but when you speak, you invite me in. Healing begins where hiding ends, and I am calling you out of hiding, out of emotional numbness, out of a heart locked shut by fear, out of believing people will leave if you are real. Come out of the lie that perfection earns love. I am calling you out of every place shame imprisoned to your soul. Shame wants to freeze you in the version that failed. But I am the God who moves you forward. Shame wants to keep you where you were rejected. But I am the God who heals rejection. Shame wants to replay painful memories. But I am the God who rewrites stories. My child, stop replaying what hurt you. Begin receiving what heals you. Stop listening to shame and listen to truth. Stop letting fear decide for you. Stop letting wounds define who you are. You are not what pain says. You are who I say you are. I say you are chosen and deeply loved. I say you are forgiven and restored. I say you have value and belong to me. There is no shame my grace cannot break. There is no wound my love cannot reach. There is no injury my presence cannot heal. You are not too broken, and your soul is not beyond repair. Healing is not too late. When your outer life outpaces your soul, remember your soul is not the enemy. Your emotions are not enemies. They are signals. Fear signals an unhealed place. Anger signals something unresolved. Exhaustion signals a burden you carry alone. I do not ask you to ignore these signals. I invite you to bring them to me. The enemy wants to drown you with emotion. I use emotion to lead you into healing. My child, I invite you to rebuild your inner world with me. Let me untangle the knots in your heart. Let me touch the memories you buried deep. Let me remove labels that never belonged to you. Step into the light and into my healing. Your soul deserves restoration, and I who love you will not stop until you are made whole. My child, healing is not only what I do within you, it is also what I teach you to walk out each day. Healing is both a miracle and a process, both immediate and gradual. It is both spiritual and practical in everyday life. You were not created to remain where pain found you. You were created to rise and walk with me. I will not rush you, but I will lead you step by step. When Crystal shares her story, she speaks not only of pain, she speaks of choices made when she did not feel strong. She went to class with a broken heart and kept moving while her soul felt stuck. But she did not walk alone, and neither do you. The path of healing is a partnership between me and you. I give strength and you take steps. I give grace and you make decisions. I give comfort and you open your heart. I do not walk for you, but you cannot walk without me. Now I invite you into the practical steps of healing. These are not formulas, but gentle invitations from the Holy Spirit. Step 1, be honest with yourself. You cannot heal what you deny or pretend does not exist. You cannot overcome what you refuse to face. Be honest with me and be honest with yourself. Many believe in me with words yet hide wounds in their hearts. They pray for others, but never allow me to touch their own wounds. By day, they appear strong, but by night, their souls collapse. Healing begins when you dare to say that you are hurting and need help. I never shame you for your truth. Step 2, allow others to help you. Shame says you must heal alone, but that is a lie. I often heal through people, through community and support. I will place the right people along your path. Do not push away the hands I send to you. Step 3, allow yourself to slow down. You cannot heal at the speed of responsibility. Your soul must be allowed to breathe. Many run so fast that their souls cannot keep up. I do not force pace. My healing is always gentle. I invite you to rest without guilt. I invite you to breathe and pause without explanation. Step 4, release false identities. You are not what pain calls you. You are not the labels shame placed on you. You are not the version you created just to survive. Let old identities fall away. Pain calls you broken and weak. Shame calls you a failure. But I call you chosen, loved, and valuable. Healing requires exchanging lies for truth. Step 5, bring your emotions to me each day. You cannot heal what you suppress. Emotions are not enemies, they are signals. Fear reveals an unhealed place. Anger reveals something unresolved. I do not ask for polished emotions. I ask for honest ones. Step 6, practice gratitude even while you are healing. Gratitude does not deny reality. It helps you see me. If your eyes are open, you will see me in small things. Gratitude lifts your soul beyond pain. Step 7, feel your emotions, but do not let them lead you. I do not tell you to ignore emotion. I tell you to offer it to me. You can be afraid and still step forward. You can be sad and still move on. You can be weak and still believe. Step 8, stop comparing your journey. You heal at the pace I designed specifically for you. Comparison steals peace. I'm forming you quietly and faithfully. Step 9, invite me into what you do not understand. Healing is not always neat or logical. Some days you are strong. Some days you want to fall. Bring that confusion to me. Step 10, keep moving, even if the step is small. Some days, healing looks like simply breathing. A short prayer is still a step. Do not despise small beginnings. I multiply and bless them. Step 11, do not let shame have the final word. Shame says you are too late and too broken. But I say shame has no authority over your soul. Step 12, allow me to rewrite your story. You cannot control and heal at the same time. Place your story in my hands. I am the author of your life. Healing does not erase the past. it restores the future. I do not discard broken stories. I transform and restore them. Your story is not finished. I am still writing. My child, you are not slow, you are being formed. You are not failing, you are being shaped. The most practical path to healing is walking with me. Trust my pace and trust my presence. Healing is not your responsibility alone. It is our journey together. Each day you take a small step, you choose freedom. Walk with me, one step at a time, leading with your heart. I am making you whole. My child, you have carried fear for too long and borne pressure beyond your strength. You have fought in silence for many years while no one truly saw. But today, I breathe courage back into you. I awaken the strength that pain tried to silence. I restore the confidence that shame once stole from you. I revive the hope that disappointment buried deep within your soul. You are not as weak as you think, and you are not as broken as you imagine. You are not falling behind as fear keeps whispering. You are rising because I am lifting you. Many believe courage means the absence of fear, but I tell you courage is walking even while fear whispers. Courage is choosing truth when lies are loud. Courage is showing up when emotions resist. Courage is trusting me when circumstances disagree. Courage is not always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it is trembling steps that all of heaven applauds. Courage is not always heroic. Sometimes it is the strength to sit up in bed. Sometimes it is daring to pray again and hope one more time. Courage is not perfection, it is obedience in weakness. And I have seen every act of courage you have shown. I have seen mornings when you woke with a heavy soul. I have seen you still whisper, Lord, help me. I have seen nights when you prayed through tears. I have seen you act in faith when your heart felt numb. I have seen moments when you forgave, though forgiveness was hardest. I have seen days when you chose hope, though despair was easier. And I say that I am pleased with your courage. Even when you think you failed, you are still fighting. When Crystal admitted she is not always positive, she revealed an important truth. Courage, it is not a personality trait, it is a decision. Strength is not inherited, it is forged. It grows under pressure. It grows in pain. It grows in seasons when you want to give up. It grows when you walk through valleys you never chose. It grows when you choose honesty instead of hiding. It grows when you choose gratitude instead of bitterness. It grows when you choose me over fear. My child, you are stronger than you think, because I have been building that strength within you all along. You did not feel my hand, but you survived by my hand. You did not hear my voice, but you walked because I led you. You did not recognize my presence, but I never left you. Now I am awakening the courage buried beneath exhaustion and survival. I am calling forth the warrior spirit I placed within you. For many years you carried burdens too heavy for one heart. You carried responsibility, expectation, and fear beyond your capacity. You tried to be everything for everyone. You tried to hold yourself together while your soul was tearing. You tried to stay standing because you feared disappointing others. But I tell you that you are allowed to be weak. You are allowed to breathe, and you are allowed to rest. You are allowed to ask for help, and you are allowed to not be okay. You are not weak when you need me. You were created to need me. Do not confuse exhaustion with weakness. Do not confuse discouragement with failure. Do not confuse slow progress with defeat. What you call falling behind heaven calls refinement. What you call delay, I call preparation. What you call being stuck, I call being held. I am renewing your courage by renewing your vision. You looked at pain too long and forgot to look at promise. You looked at failure too long and forgot to look at grace. You looked at limitation too long and forgot to look at my strength. Look again, not at what hurt you, but at the one who heals you. Not at what broke you, but at the one who restores you. Not at who left you, but at the one who stayed. Not at what shattered you, but at the one rebuilding you. I am your courage when you have none left. I am your strength when you feel empty. I am your clarity in confusion. I am your peace in chaos. I am your future when the past pulls you back. I am your anchor when emotions shake you. I am your Father, faithful, steady, and unchanging. And I am breathing courage back into you right now. You ask me how to be strong when fear still comes. I answer that courage is choosing to trust me over fear. You say you are too tired to keep fighting. I say you are not meant to fight alone. I am your strength. You say you do not know what tomorrow holds. I say you do not need to know the future. You need to know me. You ask, what if you fail again? I say I will lift you again. You fear what others will say. I say their opinions do not determine your destiny. You say you are not enough. I say I am enough for you. My child, courage begins where my presence is welcomed. When you invite me in, fear loses power. When you call my name, anxiety melts away. When you rest in me, strength rises. When you trust me, peace settles over your soul. And this is my word over you today. You will rise not by your strength, but by mine. You will move forward, not by effort, but by surrender. You will live courageously, not because fear disappears, but because I am with you. My breath is in your lungs. My hand is on your life. My spirit is within you. My love surrounds you. And my courage is awakening in you. Rise up, my child. Breathe again. Hope again. Believe again. Live again. I am breathing courage back into you. My child, truth does not come to shame you. Truth comes to set you free. Truth is not punishment. Truth is an invitation. Truth is not your enemy. Truth is the door I open for you. When you receive truth with humility and honesty, you will be lifted higher. Many avoid truth because they fear it exposes weakness. But I say truth exposes wounds so I can heal them. Truth exposes lies so I can break their power. Truth exposes fear so I can replace it with courage. Truth exposes shame so I can cover it with grace. You cannot be healed by what you refuse to face. You cannot grow strong by what you try to hide. You cannot be transformed by what you pretend does not exist. But each time you choose truth, the Holy Spirit enters and renews you. Crystal had to face the mirror of her own soul. She admitted what she did not want to see. She faced wounds she had buried for many years. She allowed emotions to speak instead of silencing them. And she discovered I was not waiting to condemn her, but to heal her. My child, hear me. Clearly, truth is not a condemning voice. Truth is the voice that sets your soul free. The enemy uses lies to bind you in fear. Lies like be silent. Hide. It pretend to be strong. But I use truth to release you. Truth says you are hurting and you need help. Truth says you need rest and you need me near. The enemy wants you to hide your condition, to control your future. I want you to acknowledge it so I can rewrite your future. You cannot defeat what you refuse to name. You cannot release what you will not admit. You cannot mature through what you will not face. But when you speak truth to me, heaven responds. When you bring truth into my light, transformation begins. Truth does not make you weak. Truth makes you strong. Truth does not make you less spiritual. Truth makes you whole. Truth does not pull you down. Truth lifts you up. Each truth you receive becomes a step lifting you higher. Higher in maturity and in renewed identity. Higher in authority and in true freedom. My child, I am not afraid of your truth. I already know everything and I still love you completely. Truth reveals wounds, but my love reveals the remedy. Truth exposes roots, but my presence pulls them out. Truth exposes pain, but my spirit heals the heart. Truth does not come to destroy you, but to build you. When you face truth, you rise. When you admit truth, chains are broken. When you speak truth, darkness loses power. When you choose truth, your soul breathes again. There is power in saying that you are hurting. There is power in saying that you are afraid. There is power in saying that you need me. Confession opens the door to repair. And repair opens the door to transformation. I do not change your life from the outside in. I change it from the inside out. And truth is the tool I use to reach the deepest places of your soul. Like crystal, there are layers in you never touched before, because truth was never allowed into those places. But now, this is your season to be unlocked, your season to be lifted and released, your season to be illuminated. This is the season I expose not to shame you, but to heal, to free, and to rebuild you. Truth is your ally. Truth is the breakthrough I place in your hands. Truth is the key I entrust to you. When you use that key, locked doors in your soul open. You ask me to take you to a new height. But a new height requires new honesty. You asked for strength, but strength requires surrender. You asked for purpose, but purpose requires a pure heart. You asked for clarity, but clarity requires truth. My child, do not fear what truth reveals. Truth only reveals what my love will heal. I have seen every thought you were afraid to admit. I have seen every fear you hid from others. Nothing you bring into the light will make me love you less. Nothing you admit will make me turn away from you. Nothing you offer will surprise me, because I was there when it all happened. What you fear exposing is what I am ready to redeem. So rise up, my child, and stop hiding. Stop pretending and stop bearing your soul. Bring everything into my light. Truth does not come to expose you. Truth comes to lift you. And when you receive truth, I will lift you into healing identity and freedom. Truth will lift you to a new height. My child, it is never too late. Not too late for healing, not too late for restoration, not too late for dreams, not too late for purpose, not too late for peace, not too late for the future. As long as you have breath, you still have a choice. And as long as I'm God, I still have a plan. You have spent too many years believing the lie that failure disqualifies you. You believed mistakes ruined you and pain defined you. You believed broken seasons erased your purpose. But I say none of that is true. Nothing you have faced has ever caused my hand to leave your life. Nothing you encountered has canceled the calling I placed on you. Nothing you lost has the power to erase my promises. What the enemy meant to break you, I will use to build you. What was meant to bury you, I will cause to bloom. What was meant to silence you, I will turn into your testimony. What was meant to shame you, I will turn into glory. This is not your ending. This is the beginning of your rising. Crystal learned that moments that felt like endings were actually the moments when I began rewriting her future. And the same is true for you. The place where you cried the most is where I was closest. The place where you were weakest is where my strength was greatest. The place where you felt alone is where I carried you. The place where you doubted me is where I comforted you. I have never left you, not for a single moment. You say you wasted too much time. I say I can redeem time. You say you ruined too many things. I say I can restore all things. You say you missed your chance. I say I create new opportunities. You say you no longer recognize yourself. I say I know who you are. You say you do not know how to move forward. I say I will lead you. Nothing is beyond my power to restore. Nothing is too broken for my hand to touch. Nothing is too late for my timing. Nothing is too messy for my grace. Nothing is too heavy for my strength. Nothing is too lost for my love. My child, lift your head, lift your heart, lift your hope, for I am doing something new in you right now. You do not need to understand how I work. You only need to believe that I can. You do not need to find the way. You only need to take my hand. You do not need to heal yourself. You only need to let me enter. I do not ask you to shout. I ask you to rise. Rise from shame that has weighed you down. Rise from fear that has restrained you. Rise from regret that pulls you backward. Rise from disappointment that has paralyzed you. Rise from heaviness you have carried too long. Rise from silence that has made you small. Rise from survival mode that has exhausted you. Rise, for I am giving you new strength. Rise, for I am breathing new hope into you. Rise, for I am restoring your soul. Rise, for your story is not finished. And hear clearly what I say to you today. You are not late. You are being prepared. You are not forgotten. You are being formed. You are not rejected. You are being refined. You are not stuck. You are being strengthened. You are not ending. You are beginning. I do not waste your pain. I do not overlook your tears. I do not ignore your battles. I am the God who redeems and restores. I rebuild and renew. I turn situations around and bring dead things back to life. And I will do all of this in you. Walk with me into the future I have written for you. A future full of hope, full of purpose, full of healing, full of joy, full of redemption, full of me. And this is my final word over your life today. It is never too late. Rise up, my child. Take my hand. I am with you.